in Sefer Bereshit, in Genesis, we find two verses, two psukim that use the word Yetzer. We have in the sixth chapter where it says Yetzer machshavot libo rak kol hayom, and I'm not going to translate Yetzer yet because that would miss the whole thing. But something is in man's heart, which is ra, which is evil constantly. And then after the flood, we have Yetzer Lev, the heart of man is ra, is evil, is bad from his youth. Now, I know that, we very glibly probably use the term Yetzer Hara all the time. Sometimes we maybe bang this into our kids. It's your Yetzer Hara, it's your Yetzer Hara. How is Hirsch explaining this phrase? And again, how does that tie into optimism towards humanity?
Okay, so that's a great question. Because if I wanted to kind of defend the Christian side, as it were, so maybe Perek Gimel wouldn't be so helpful to me, but the two psukim I would probably try to hang my hat on what you just quoted. Like maybe Yetzer Lev Adam Rami Nurav really is about, this inherent corruption. But Rav Hirsch does an interesting move, and maybe there's a broader point of significance here, which it's funny, it just came up for me last night. Okay, it's very good to be sensitive to language, but I think one has to be very careful that language is dynamic and what words mean change over time. So to be fair to Rav Hirsch, like our colloquial usage of Yetzer Hara might really not be what Yetzer means in Sefer Bereshit. Just to give you an example, this just came to me yesterday. I was learning with a student, a very fine student, and the word damim came up. So he is more of a Talmudic fellow. So he thinks, right away, damim is money. But it seems to me in Tanakh, damim always has to do with murder and life, right? And I don't think it means money once in Tanakh. So one has to be a little bit careful about that. So Rav Hirsch here does not think Yetzer means like our inner drive to do the wrong thing. He thinks Yetzer is actually something that we create. Okay, that we have ideals. Sometimes we have more noble ideals. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have ideals we really shouldn't be standing for. And we create that at some point in life. So it's not, again, this kind of artificial force or external force moving us or even compelling us to do the wrong thing, but rather it's the product of our choices. And just to go one step further, he has an interesting take on the pasuk with Nurav, where he says that what is Narut, what is youth? It is a time where we strive for independence. Okay, and I think that all of us are like that. Like, most 16-year-olds do not like to be told what to do, no matter who is telling us what to do. So at that point, but notice, Rav Hirsch, even there goes to the optimism and says, that's not always a bad thing, right? That obviously could have negative manifestations, but there's also the kind of this youthful desire to make the world a better place. And sometimes it's specifically, older, more jaded people who have a more corrupt approach to existence. So I would say here also Rav Hirsch maintains his optimistic insistence. And he does it, I would say, with these two strategies that Yetzer for him is not this compelling force from the outside, right? Yetzer is more a product of our choices. And also this focus on Nurav where, but take it as a double-edged sword, that Nurav has this danger of, throwing off the yoke of authority, this insistence on absolute independence. But Nurav also has a positive manifestation in this desire to, get beyond where we are and really revolutionize the world in a positive way.